Welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. My name is Michael, and this is your reading for the day. This reading is a very important one for someone in particular or several people, because the overall message of this is that there is something big that is blocking you and has been blocking you for many years, and it's now time to let it go. I've mentioned in readings before of how I receive information. It's like a multimedia experience. And in this one, you're going to kind of get a glimpse of how that looks for me because I was drawn to different decks. I was drawn to the bottom of the deck closet to the pocket-sized decks that I don't use. But here we go. The first deck that I was drawn to is Sacred Space Reading Cards by Anna Stark. The next one will be Native Spirit Oracle cards by Denise Linn. And this is interesting. Denise Linn is actually Cherokee. She's a member of the Cherokee Nation. And so this is a beautiful deck. I have never used it before. And then the last one, I will pull an angel card from Daily Guidance from Your Angels by Doreen Virtue. And then I have one other piece that I'm going to pull into this. So it's kind of a multimedia experience, just like what I get in my head. Um, All right, let's get started. So from Sacred Spirit, the first card that comes out is Clear and Activate. Create sacred space. I mentioned at the beginning that there's something that's been blocking you for a long time. And that is, it's important right now that you need to deal with it. You've put it off, you've done a lot of different stuff. You have refused to deal with it because it is so painful. For many of you, this is something that goes back to early childhood. And then for others, it is that first, one of those first relationships that you had. It's also can be a first marriage or something. And this is something where you were hurt very deeply and you are carrying that forward with you. And for those of you that are listening as I go through this, you are going to know what this goes to. It's that one thing that you cannot let go. And that's what this reading is about. And why you have to activate, to clear and activate, is that there are new things waiting to come forward, but this thing that you are not letting go is blocking that from happening. It can't get through this barrier that you have built, and this is a thick barrier. So this has been going on for a long time. So create sacred space so that you can have this place where that is clean and clear and that allows something new to come into it. But in order for that to happen, the old has to go. And this is a painful type of thing. The next card from Native Spirit is Spirit of Fire. This is something that you are going to have to burn it out. It's not that you can just necessarily write a letter and burn the letter. I mean, that can be a part of it, but this is something that you have to literally scorch to the foundation of to just completely release this. I wanted a clarifier on this one, and so I pulled a second card, and you're going to love this. And I thought, well, that was stupid, but I was told, no, stay with this card. In these little decks, sometimes they have an extra card that they don't put anything on the back of it. It's just blank. In regular size decks, it would probably be like the instruction card, but on this one, it's not that. And the card that came out, so here's the card. It's completely blank. And I thought, why is that in there? And I was told to keep this because you're going to have to go so far down to the foundation to burn this out that it is going to be a complete, clean, clear slate. And that's what you're asking to do. On this card, there's no ashes on this. There's nothing. It's completely clean and clear. In order for this to happen, one of the main things that you are going to have to deal with is your ego. Ego. This is to get to this point, you're going to have to cross that threshold of when you've said in the past, hell will freeze over before I ever do whatever it is. before I ever forgive them. I will never forgive them as long as I live. That's the severity of what you have to burn out with fire, but it's spirit of fire. So there is definitely some spirituality needed here. You're going to have help from the other side. You cannot do it on your own. You have to reach out and get help. And the other side, this message is coming through for you right now because they're saying, we are here to help you. We have the resources that it takes. Reach out. We are here to do this. It is now time to move through this. I pulled another card from Sacred Spirit, and the one that came out on this is Love and Light. Act with care. Love and Light. I say that all the time. I didn't know there was actually a card that had that on there, but here we go. Love and Light. Act with care. This is care for yourself. Because in order for you to release this and get rid of it, you are going to feel like you have lost, that you have given in, because as this one showed, this is about your ego. Huge. And we all have that. And you are going to feel like you have let that person or whoever it was off the hook, that you're just letting them walk scot-free. I promise you that you're not. The other side has this. There's karma on all sides. So the justice card plays out whenever it needs to play out in the way that the other side deals with it. The things that you went through with this person, they had a life lesson too. And this is part of their journey and part of their lesson. And it's not something that you probably care much about at this point because you're like, may they rot in hell. But this is something that they had to go through. And you have to let this go. You're not going to get an apology from them. They're never going to probably give you the time of day. But this is something you have to do for you. This is about you clearing your space and opening that up to say, all right, I'm going to release all of this. I didn't cause this. This was inflicted upon me. I shouldn't have to be the one to do it. But in this case, you do, because those emotions that you're carrying that hurt, and this is a deep hurt. This is not your minor, someone didn't like something and you had a spat. This is huge. This has changed the course of your life. This has caused you from not trusting people, from not feeling comfortable moving forward in love because you were hurt so deeply and you put up a defensive barrier around you to ever stop that level of hurt from happening again. For some, it may be the closest family members did something to you, and there is no forgiveness for that because what was done was wrong, very, very wrong, and it hurt you. It changed the course of your life. But here you are, ready to move forward. You've done a lot of work in healing on this. More than likely, several of you have been in a lot of therapy over this. This was traumatic, very traumatic. Some experience probably post-traumatic stress disorder over this one. This is huge. And it's now time to release that. You didn't cause it, but you've been the victim of it all this time. And you've been victimizing yourself by allowing that to stay inside of you and carrying this with you. You have to let this go. If you want to move forward and have a healthy mindset, and I'm hearing the word mindset, which means this has psychologically messed you up and it's hurt you deeply. It is now time to let that go. And the divine wants to help you with that. That's why this message is here. So the last piece, well, I'm going to do the angel card, but I was told another thing to show and to bring into this. And I was told a rose quartz. And we know rose quartz is about love. And a rose quartz right now is something that you need to carry with you, to just keep with you. Hang on to that and hold it and pray, meditate, however you do. and you're just asking for help to let this go, because this is going to be a partnership release, not just solely you. Because if it were that simple, you could have done this before. This is a partnership thing where the other side is stepping in to help you, and together you are going to release this. So I was told of rose quartz, and I have tons of it all over the place. I love rose quartz. Besides sunstone, that's the second most popular stone that I collect. But I was told a particular rose quartz, and I thought, why that one? That's a little over the top. But here we go. This rose quartz represents the gravity of the situation that you are releasing. It is that huge, and this thing is heavy, but that's what it feels like in your life. This has weighted you down for a long time. So I was shown this for me to understand how important it is for you right now to let this go. It's time to be free. As I said earlier, it's something that you didn't cause, but it has just wrecked your life. And it's time for a new beginning, a new life. And that is one piece that does have to stay behind. You cannot carry that with you and continue forward. You will, of course, continue forward, but your life won't be as free as it could be by you carrying this with you. So I pulled an angel card, and the card says, you can't make this up. It says, let your past go. And I'll read it. The burden of carrying your past around has made you weary. Dear one, it's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love, and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and it's now gone. So reach out to your angels, because you can't just lug around a rock all the time. You've got to let this go. So pull out your rose quartz, keep it with you, and just start working call on the angels to help you, because they want to do it. Now is the time to do that. And this is not something, whatever this is, you need to release. It's not something that you're going to be sitting around wondering what it is. You know what this is. This is that one thing that you were going to go to the grave with and never forgive the other person for. Now it's time for forgiveness. How it plays out with the other person, who knows? It doesn't matter. What matters most is how this is going to change your life. You are going to be free of it. And now's the time to do that. Anyway, that's your reading for the day. Thank you so much for following me on the metaphysical journey. And I wish you the best in the healing and the release that is headed your way. Bye.